All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live Asian session. I'm your host for tonight's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And we're definitely happy and grateful for all of you being here with us this evening as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market. So without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. If we are all ready to go, let's get a little bit of early participation. Drop me a 1 in the chat. Let me know you're all set. All right, awesome. I see a whole bunch of stuff coming in. I got some hand claps, a whole lot of stuff, so appreciate it. All right, let's go. So let me log out of here and a couple things. Good to go. So let's flip over to trading economics. Ryan, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, bro. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man, doing great. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. So that's my grandfather used to say, it's sunny on both sides of the street. So it's all good.
This is facts.
For sure. So let's dive right in. So early in like a fairly light day today, Tuesday, not a whole lot, but going into tomorrow, we've got some key pound data coming out. We know they've been dealing with high inflation. So we've got CPI year over year coming out of the UK. Expected 8.4 is the forecast, which is less than previous. So let's see what happens with the CPI data, because we know later on in the week we've got a rate decision coming up for the UK, which we expect them to hike rates. So then tomorrow, tomorrow the 21st, we also have core retail sales for Canada. All right, so we want to keep an eye on that. That's month over month core retail and overall retail sales for Canada. And then we got a lot of Fed members talking tomorrow. So we've got Chairman Powell, testifying tomorrow. We have Cook, Jefferson, Goolsby speaking tomorrow as well. So doesn't have it flagged as red folders besides the one with Chairman Powell, but you never know what can come out of those talks tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then Thursday, right, we've got the Swiss National Bank rate statement coming up, expected to hike rates 25 basis points. We've got the press conference, of course. And then 7 a.m., we've got the monetary policy summary and the official bank rate statement coming out of the UK, expected another 25 basis points. And then on Thursday as well, we've got unemployment claims from the US, which is always important, and Powell testifying again. So things are picking up towards the end of the week. So that being said, we'll click over to trading economics. U.S. housing starts unexpectedly jump. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing for the U.S. economy. Housing is very, very important, and new homes moving up on the radar there at 21.7%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So it says it's the highest reading since April 2022 and way above forecasts of 1.4 million. So building permits increased by 5.2% to 1.49 million, following 2 consecutive months of decline, surpassing expectations of 1.42. So good news for the U.S. economy. We see that WTI crude falls on demand concerns, fell 2% to $70 a barrel on Tuesday. So we'll take a look at that. Of course, you see China, okay, oil demand back and forth, pumping stimulus into the market. Economy's not taking off. Not quite yet, right? So we'll continue to watch that. We got gold dropping to a 3-month low. So that's that on the fundamental front. Quick news for today, since it was kind of light. Any questions on the fundamentals?
No, sir.
Awesome. Who forecasts which numbers?
Hey, Benny, I did have a question about when it says the reps are speaking. Is there a difference in testifying and speaking?
Yeah, because typically when you're testifying, he's going up and he's testifying in front of Congress, Congress or the Senate. I have to look to see who he's testifying in front of this week. So he's going to be getting asked questions as it relates to economy and some of the decisions that they're making. So the reason why that's highlighted is strong, because you always want to watch what he says. Is there going to be any change in his tone or his rhetoric as it relates to the last time he spoke when he had the press conference? So they usually ask some pretty strong questions in regards to the overall outlook for the economy. And then, like I say, but sometimes it's they like to put on the show for their constituents. So some of them like to talk tough and talk crazy. And you'll see them sit there and keep his cool, because at the end of the day, they run the show. So, but then when you have them speaking, sometimes it won't even be on topics that's really like that has a real impact on the overall monetary policy. So they may be speaking on certain, monetary and fiscal ideas. It depends on who they're speaking in front of, so that's why you don't see those highlighted, because it may be talking about, let me go back. Because it depends, because sometimes you'll see even the head of the central bank's talking and it won't be highlighted as red, because it might be, some type of event they're at, where it's kind of like a Q&A, kind of a town hall type scenario where it's not as intense. So I have to look into that to see where they're speaking at tomorrow. So it could be something that's kind of way off topic, regarding economics, but not so much tied to overall monetary policy. That's what we like to focus on. So that's the difference. Hope that helps. But neat. The numbers on the Forex factory, I think they pull that data in from research and economists and reading data. Sometimes they can pull it right off the Fed websites and things like that. So probably multiple data points on where they're pulling that data. Sometimes it can slightly differ depending on what sites you go to. But rates for the most part are pretty much consistent across the board on the various sites, in regards to whether it's going to be, they're expecting 25 or 50. Some of the other data points could vary depending on the sites, but that's where they have their experts too, their eyes and ears on the ground. So yep. Everybody's doing their digging to try to get a glimpse of what's in the near future. It's a great question. Anybody else? You're welcome.
No.
All right. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at the dollar real quick. SmartTrader. There we go. There we are. So here we are with the dollar, right? We're kind of just bouncing out, ranging a bit. We'll go down to the daily, right? Where we got a little pop off that level, right? So you can see straight across here, right? In the zone, something, right? So it's pushing back long, right? We were wondering if it was going to find support at that daily level, and it did. The stochastics in the buy zone. Dollar's always going to make things interesting. So we'll continue to just see what happens. This is getting a bounce, but it's done that before. So we'll see how much strength it has behind it. I don't know. I think for the most part, it's a fairly light week for the dollar. You've got Powell testifying. You got some employment data. Friday, you got PMI across the board for the entire Eurozone, pretty much. UK, France, Germany. It's Friday, but it's a short week this week. It's kind of light, so it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the week with the dollar. But it's giving us a bounce off support. I don't know how much that's going to sustain itself. I mean, we saw gold drop I don't know. I could check the bond yields and things like that later. But that's where we are right now. Found support, and it's been moving bullish. It's been moving bullish. So if we come in to this daily, take a look at this daily right there, right? You see it pushing up a little bit. But you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not quite sold on the dollar with a long continuation right now at this point. But we'll see how things go for the rest of the rest of the week. And the reason why I'm hesitant is because before they held rates, he took a bullish tone. A very see 2 more interest rate hikes. The dot plot went from 5.1 to 5.6, and the market seemed to just ignore it, and it kept rallying. So that's why I'm kind of holding back on saying the dollar's about to go through the roof, because I don't know. So Ryan, what do you have any thoughts on that?
My bad, bro. Can you repeat the question?
No, I'm just saying, you have any thoughts on the dollar and where it might be going next?
You know, I don't. From what you just said regarding the Wall Street ignoring the tone that he took, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, me either. I think like some of the stuff from the COT report showing that you know your big players are still cautious overall for the most part. But we'll see. We'll let it play out. Right now, it's moving up. Right, it found support and it's pushing along. So I'll just focus in on what's going on from a technical perspective. Any questions on the DXY? No. All right, it is what it is. Let's bounce into some of these Aussie pairs. Just take a quick look at them. Our Aussie CAD play, right? Still focus on the downside move on the Aussie CAD. Okay. Oh, we know we got more stimulus pumping into China. Economy is not rocking and rolling like people expected it to right now. We know that's a large trade partner in Australia. Even though we got the surprise rate hike out of Australia, you know, still seeing a decline. Saw a decline in the GDP on the last report. So I am sell side on this for now. Even though we did see oil lose 2%, right? That can affect the CAD, but it's based on demand, right? And the main focus was the demand coming out of China, those concerns. So I plan on staying short right now on this Aussie CAD. So any questions on the Aussie CAD? So far, so good. All right. Anybody holding short?
Yes.
Jeremy? Awesome. Awesome. I remember you saying that in the Discord. Good deal. AJ, cool. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Right. It's starting to turn over in the Asian session. It's starting to settle out today a little bit, but it seems like it's trying to push back short. All right. So at some point we'll see a pullback, but I expect it to keep this downward momentum. All right. So that's what it looks like on the one. And Reese waiting for a pullback. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it. That's if it's going to continue short over the long haul, we'll definitely get a decent pullback to get involved with it or to add to it. But I'm just going to continue to hold short right now on the Aussie CAD. Any questions? See how much we could get off of it. It's moved pretty good so far. All right. Manage your trade. All right. So the next one is this Aussie Swiss. We've had it. This was sitting in the Discord for a while. It's kind of bouncing around, but it finally pushed to the downside, broke through that major level of support there. Right. So what we want to see is it turn over. Okay. We prefer to see it turn over. When it's 80-20 zone, it pushed sideways and we broke lower. So we're thinking continuation, right, to the downside on the Aussie Swiss. if you're playing this, right? Can we get it to move back to that 382? All right, and we had drawn up, hey, the other option was maybe it was going to push back up into the zone to retest the trend line, but it's looking like it's wanting to turn over now. So if you're holding that to the downside, right, you should be in profit out of that zone. Let's see what we can get. Let's see if we can get that 382 target. All right, that's easy enough. All right, that's in our sweet spot. See if it can maintain us up to the downside. Any questions on the Aussie Swiss?
No.
All right. Let's take a look at this this Aussie dollar, right? We were waiting for this to correct, and that's exactly what we got. So from a daily perspective, we're in the key area. Now stochastics in the sell zone. And so we be patient with this one, but we're retesting. See how we broke this zone. Okay. Nice, strong, impulsive move. Right? We broke that zone. Now we've come back to retest here. Okay. Bang. So there we are on the daily. Now we don't have a swing low on this daily yet. Okay. When you get a swing low and we get maybe that second candle back up above that 6804, right? We may be moving gangbusters long. We don't know yet with the dollar bouncing around. Now I will say that we're pressing down into this cloud, right? Our stochastic here is on the buy zone. Let's just be patient. See if it wants to give us some momentum, right? There's that 6804 level. Let's see if it wants to make a move. See if we have buyers sitting here. See if we can get that break and close above 6804. We're already above the cloud on the 4-hour. We know we're in a sweet spot in our buy zone. Let's be patient though. All right, let's be patient on that one. The dollar can be tricky. We see it moving up, right? But how strong is that dollar right now on that bounce off that support that we saw DXY? So you see we're moving sideways here. Okay, so let's wait and see on the Aussie dollar, but definitely put that one on your radar. So we want some more evidence first to see if that's going to get long. Questions on the Aussie dollar?
No.
All right, that's that. Aussie, let's see, Aussie dollar. Let's take a look at this this CAD yen, right? So we said, hey, keep an eye on these yens this week, and we started to see some movement on these yen crosses to the downside. But we know, right, how tricky things can be. So here's the 4-hour with a new AB boundary, and we've got a stochastic in the buy zone still. Okay, so we could get some more upward momentum, but if we come down, right? So let me back up a little bit and look at this daily, right? Everybody remembers this long play, right? So we went beyond the 382, beyond this 105 daily level. Okay, so now it's just a matter of, do we want to correct? Okay, so if you come here and you look at this now, right, on your 1-hour, you have price moving to the 80-20 zone and move sideways. We moved sideways, we broke down, and now we're pulling back. So this is the key zone that I'm focused on. This is a strong bullish candle that made its way up to this 61.8. Okay, strong bullish candle. Okay, so we're gonna retest now. Okay, we're gonna retest this level of support that we broke. Okay, broke a strong break, so it's coming back to retest it. Past support becomes future resistance. What we want to see is be patient, because this is a strong bullish candle. Let's see if it forms a swing high and wants to turn back to the downside to continue a correction lower. Okay, so again, that's a wait and see. Be patient. Okay, and this is not due to yen strength, right? We have points in time where, hey, price gets high. price gets high, we need a correction. We need a lower price, right? That's why we like using the fibs. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we confirm resistance here at past support. And if it wants to turn over and correct, or at least an ABCD move back down to this 105.84, right? We know we have the potential to get back down to the 382. But be patient. Let's see if some things start to line up for us. We've got a 1 hour stochastic that's in the sell zone. It's telling us that momentum could be slowing to the upside, but I think it's just the opposite on the 4. Right. So this may bounce around for it, but it's way oversold on the 4. So this will be interesting. Okay. So that's a potential. But let that trade come to you though. Let that trade come to you though. It's got some work to do to take out these highs. All right, it's got some work to do. The first stop, the first test is right here in this zone. Any questions? I think I saw a hand raised. No, maybe it's an accident. Thought I saw somebody raise their hand. Oh, it's an accident. Okay. Okay. Janice, I saw your response to in that Discord. I just haven't had a chance to come back to you yet, so I apologize. But yep. Yep, hang in there, because you're getting it. You're getting it. I know it don't seem like it, it never does, but you're getting it. All right. So there we are. Watch out for that one. That's the cat yen. I had the Swiss yen written down. Yeah, got a new AB boundary, right? So it started to correct a little bit. And here, maybe I did. Oh, goodness, I'm thinking this one may correct too, but we want to wait for confirmation. My stuff is disappearing on me, so second. Let me run this back. Yep. There. Okay. So kind of the same scenario where we're pulling back. Right. I had this marked up and it's disappeared just like. But here we are. Right. So we've got a nice reaction out of the zone. Okay. But you can see it's a tough fight going on. So what I want to see, right, even though we may not get it, but we want to see it come back up, right? Come back up in this area. Okay. Come back up in our zone, right? Past support becoming future resistance. You see how this looks almost identical to the last pair, right? The yen cross we just saw. And so if we can get it to move up into that zone, right, then it may look to entertain that. Okay, if it holds, but a move back down. We know overall on this capital fib that we're in our 80-20 zone, and we've gotten a reaction. Right? Look how strong the move is. As soon as it comes into the zone, look how it stalled out and it collapsed. So we would love to see it continue to pick up downside momentum after a decent pullback, right? Then see if we can catch this 382 target, or maybe you just want to take that ABCD wave to the D extension, right? Totally up to you. But that's another potential that we want to keep an eye on there, okay? And we know how we play it, right? We play it 2 ways. You either put that stop above your A, like that, or if it pushes up and forms a swing high, right? Then you put it all right, you could put it above the C because that's going to be your C. Okay. Two different areas there, depending on how tight you want to play that stop. Okay. But let's see if we can get it to move up into our sweet spot. Okay. Any questions on the Swiss yen?
no,
All right. All right. Now, if you're making limit plays and you've been in the zone, right? You're in profit, and if it gives you that pullback, looks like it wants to hold and not move any higher, then you can add to that position. So, for example, you may be in, right, somewhere in the zone. I know Brian oftentimes likes to place it. I do too, right smack in the middle, in between to catch it. If you're in and you caught that short, then a pullback can give you an opportunity, all right, using your additional confirmations to add to that position. And if it continues to fall, you're all good. You're all good. So let's see what'll happen on that. Okay. So that's the Swiss yen. All right. Let's go over and take a look at our euros. A couple of pairs. And we look at this Euro Swissy just continuing to move along. Okay. Eventually we get to 94, 98, 48, into the D extension there. That's what I'm thinking. But right now, we're still bullish. Okay. We look at our daily. Okay. Still long. All right. We identified this off the lows some time ago now. All right. See how it checked back and it's holding. Okay. It's forming a nice base there. So we'll see if we can continue to keep moving to the buy side on this Euro Swissy. So right now we've got a nice, okay, we like to see a nice ABCD wave. Right? There's our C, and then we're trying to get to that D. All right, now, of course, in that 118, 127 zone, look how price gets held up. Okay, how price gets held up. We're in the buy zone. Okay, let's see if we can hold above 97.40, 97.94, I mean, and continue along, see if we can get a breakout. See if we can get a breakout there. Any questions on the Euro Swissy?
no,
All right. All right. So it's just moving right along. I want to take a look at the Euro Yen. Okay, look at that. We're moving. All right. That's the monthly fib. We're moving closer to that D extension. Here we are on the daily. All right. We were asking that question coming out of the weekend. Do we continue and hit it? Or do we get a retest of this major level, 150, 156, that it broke? Look at that. Okay. Got punched in the face a little bit, came back down, and then look, boom. All right. Push right through. Now it's just a matter of, hey, do we keep this momentum or do we check back to retest before continuing low on that? So if we come down, take a look at this 4 first. So you can see where we are. Okay. Already back, right? Oversold. Question is, right? Do we turn over, right, and continue to sell? So here you got another situation. Getting crosses, right? That's why we look at all the pairs. Same thing. That's fascinating to me. I don't know about you guys, but it is to me. That's the same price action pattern right now. Most of the yen crosses that we looked at. right? So let's see if we push up, if we can get a push up into the zone, if it holds. All right, if it holds, and then maybe we get that correction. We know if it takes out the high, then it's just going to just continue to run. All right, but those are worth paying attention to. Here it is on the 1, 80-20. Again, it stalled out in the zone. It's like the third or fourth pair that we've been able to identify that's in a similar situation. So it's either going to be a real good move to the downside and the trade idea is going to play out and we're all going to look like geniuses, or it's just going to run on us. Only time will tell. We'll see. We'll see. Any questions on that euro yen?
No.
All right. So let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's go and move on we'll take a look at the euro NZD. Look at the euro dollar. Okay. So here we are. That move getting stalled. We're stalling here a little bit. Okay, maybe time for a correction. We always know, hey, we could get trapped in the range when we see it start to stall like this at this level again. Okay, but our stochastic is in the buy zone. Definitely bullish on it overall. It's just a matter of when it wants to break. All right. So here's the 4-hour bullish move. But you can see here you've got an entire impulse leg right that took us from 173.95 back up to 177.33. And if you come to the 1, I said that wicked out at that 80-20 zone, right? And held at that 177.33. Came right back below it. So it's looking like we may get that move to that 382 target. And eventually, right, once the correction is over, we'll get back long. So then that becomes a TP1, right? TP2. Right. So we'll see if we can get it to continue down, knock out some targets, find that low price. And then if we keep our bullish narrative on the euro, see if we can eventually find a decent buy price. Any questions on that? It's a very powerful zone. No? All right. Something about these levels. Something about these levels. See if we can get it. All right. We reacted at that 236 last time, found support. See if we can get it to come down though. So far, so good. All right. So if we come down, look at that, playing out on your lower time frames. Okay. Like on 5. Okay. It's gonna complete an ABCD wave there. It's beautiful. The market moves in waves. You slap any indicator on it you want to. Market's gonna move in waves. Questions on the Euro NZD? That's been a pretty good move.
Hi, Benny.
Yes, sir.
Overall, is this pair bullish or trending bearish?
I am long on it. I've got concerns overall. That's my thought. Just because I don't know how long commodity currencies are gonna hold up. You know, especially coming out of Chairman Powell's testimony. Like I said, the market seemed to ignore his hawkish sentiment, even though they held rates. I don't know. We've got it. Do we have one? No, that's the Swiss National Bank coming out with the hike. I have to go back and do some more research on the New Zealand to see what's going on with them in regards to future hikes again. But I'm long, but I've got my concerns right at certain levels for possible deeper corrections. Like this is moving long. We held up. We almost double bottomed at weekly support, but we're struggling at this 177.33 level, right? But I think any temporary move down, any move down is just temporary. You know what I'm saying? I think it's trying to figure itself out, but I think overall it's still long overall. But we still have our opportunities, right? When we spot them on the time frames, that yes, we're long, but technically that's our zone. That's our zone. Right? We know that even though we have a bullish bias, price is going to correct. Right? Folks want a low price. The market likes a low price to continue long. At some point, it runs out of steam to the upside and it starts to move lower. So if the bullish narrative is going to continue to play out, we like to use our fibs and support and resistance, right? Past price action to try to determine where that next low price might be for a good opportunity to buy. So overall, I'm long on the euro NZD with a fairly hawkish ECB. You know, so once it gets to that new low price, I'll be looking to add to the position, you know, so to speak. Or if you're looking for an initial entry long, right, you might be able to use this 1 hour fib to find a sweet spot. But overall long, so we're in an up retracement zone. Okay, up AB fib, and it's retracing is what it's doing right now. All right, great question. Any other
Thank you.
questions on this Euro NZD? You're welcome, sir. See what we can get. All right, see what we can get. See if we can hit that target. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. And we know this one has been moving long. We're in a situation where, right, price likes to correct. So this has been quite the mover. We know we look long off that daily level. Now we're above the cloud, but of course, price likes to at some point check back. Let me get these all out. Likes to pull back. So we're sitting at this 109 level that it broke. Now it's retesting it. So the question becomes, does it hold above it? Or do we get a further correction? All right, so it's trying to figure itself out. Anytime you see price moving sideways, it's trying to figure it all out. Who's going to win the battle? The bulls or the bears? That's where we are right now. Still favoring the long side. Okay. There we go. So we studied last week and over the weekend, making higher highs and higher lows. There it is on the one. I find this low here. Okay. That's where we are. So we know, right? If that DXY continues to move up off of that support, we're going to see this move down. You're going to see it move down. Right? They put us in the sweet spot for the long. Okay. Had to keep a close eye on how the market's reading the dollar. We're not at that 4 hour D extension yet. We're closing in on it though. Any questions on the euro dollar?
Oh,
Oh,
Nope.
all right. Now I'm gonna tell all of you. A lot of you, from a lot of the comments and the feedback that we're getting, you know, people posting in the Discord their questions. You all are getting this. It's just that next level is holding, and of course, using proper risk management, having that belief in trading small and just building the discipline and that mindset to hold that position and let it go. All right. Let it go. Right. You already got your stop in place, and you don't have to win all of them because you're putting yourself in a situation where you're going to be good, right? Because your risk reward is there, right? If you start out, if you have to win the battle before it starts with your risk management, with your risk to reward ratios getting set up, and then having the patience to wait for things to align for you to get in on that trade. Once you're in, you got to walk away. You got to walk away and let the market do what it's going to do. That's the only way you're going to be able to have your edge play out over the long term. And I'm saying it, it's another thing to do it. It's tough. It's tough. But you want it to be tough, right? Because typically, when you're doing something that everybody's good at, you don't make a lot of money, right? Whether that's a skill set on a job, right? You one idea for 39 lifetime play. Oh yeah, we're working. We actually have a meeting coming up with them, Jeremy, for sure. Oh yeah, we got a meeting with them. I don't know, Ryan. I don't know if they have they gotten back to us yet, Ryan, on that time for tomorrow or no?
No, I haven't gotten a response yet.
Okay. Yeah, we're really high on them, and we're trying to work some things out for you guys with them. For sure. Thanks for the heads up, Jeremy. Indeed, they're really good. We really like them. Yep. If there's anyone that I'm going with is them for sure. So that's the Euro USD. Let's see how it plays out. Anybody have any pairs? There's a lot I can go through. I can whiz through them. But anybody have any particular pair that they want to check out before we got what?
Hi, Benny.
13 minutes. Hey, what's up?
I'm good, and you? Can we have
I'm
a look
doing
at
great.
the pound Aussie, please? Thank you.
Pound Aussie. Oh yeah. All right. For sure. Take a look at that pound Aussie. Mhm. All right. Broke out. Okay. Broke out. Got the close. Still bullish. But we're most likely, right? See if we can get a check back. But overall, bullish pound Aussie. For sure. We got rate hikes coming up for the pound. Pound's dealing with high inflation. The Aussie, I don't know if it's going to be able to sustain itself. Right? Mixed data economically. Yep, they had a surprise rate hike. It gave it the boost. China fits and starts. I'm favoring the pound. All right. So we may be looking at a correction. We move to the lower time frame. Yep, look where it's sitting. Right. So we got the breakout. Okay. And if you haven't been in it long, let's see if you can get a correction. If you're in it, you're trading small. I'm just long on it. You know, just long on the pound overall. If you're trying to look for an initial entry, I wouldn't enter it now. See if you can get a correction. But it held above. It held above the 187.47, that level that it broke through finally. So looking to stay long on the pound Aussie. Got questions on that one?
Nope. Thank you.
You're welcome. GCAD. Let's take a look at it. All right, so this week we're down, right? We're up previous 2 weeks. So this week we're correcting. Okay. All right, we're into a level here. Overall, we're moving long, but we've just Well, we've got a swing high there. Okay. So this one's bouncing around a bit. So there's your new high. And we've got a stochastic in the sell zone. Okay. So correction first, you think, and then here, right, you think range. Now we got oil dropped off 2%. We'll continue to watch that and see if that continues to tail off. So this may just be a correction with a continuation long, right, or a range, right? See how I have it here? How I can get range bound on you. Okay. All right, so two different scenarios, but I'm favoring the long side just because I'm bullish on the pound. They have to do something about the inflation coming out of the UK. So this report Thursday, right? Thursday, I think, yeah. I'm interested to see, right? We're expecting 25 basis points, but then it's going to depend on what Governor Bailey has to say in the statement from the Bank of England and in this press conference or whatnot. But right now, okay, it is, even though it moved to the top of this level, we're making higher highs and higher lows, okay, on this pair. Okay. So this is still, for right now, structured to the upside. Okay, we're just correcting. We're just correcting. I'm leaning towards it breaking that potential range and continuing long. All right. Even if we come and we make a move back down into this level here. All right, back down into that zone there. I'm still thinking long on the pound, long term. Okay. All right, so I'm thinking, pound strength and some more Aussie weakness. Right? That's how I would like to play that. So far, I mean, it's moving. We just took out. So if you didn't have anything on this chart, right? So we just pull this out, and we're looking at this. What I'm saying to myself is, I did just take out a high, right here. Okay. We finally pushed through. Oops. Put that back. Finally pushed through it. We tested it here. We failed to continue breakout to the downside. We came back, and then we exploded, and we finally broke it. So I'm looking for a higher low, and then ultimately a continuation. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on it.
Benny, can that be a crown?
Yes, better believe it. Yeah. Right. So in essence, like that. You got it, Jeremy. You got it. You definitely have the potential for a crown. That's an excellent observation. Great work. So let's see. All right. We got a high taken out. Looking for a high or low at some point. So let's see if we can make that happen. All right. Be patient. GJ. All right, let's take a look at it. Yeah, that one made a nice one. A nice correction. Nice correction. And let's see what happened. Kind of, they're all doing the same thing. The same thing. Okay. Now this one, I don't know if it's going to come all the way back. All right, that's pretty strong off that double bottom. It ranged and it broke out like the Bulls kept winning. But it gave us a nice correction today. We'll take a look at it on the time frame. But that was a nice move down. There we go. All right. It's huge off that high. Okay. It's a big move. 200 pips. Okay. So let's run the fib on it. And we can see just like the rest of that. That is fascinating. So let's see. If it wants to come back down, right? If you have the same type of scenario setting up. Do we come back and test the zone and hold? That's the question. With this pound yen, especially ahead of the rate statement on Thursday. It'll be interesting, but it's been good out of that zone though. There's a huge move out of the zone today. But we'll see if it wants to form a new high and then turn over again. I would like to see that. That would be nice. That means that 80-20 would play out down to the 382 at least. Or like I said, if you play it, oops. Right. If you play it back to that D extension on the sub fib, right? If it wants to give you one more wave down, right? That's a big move for the pound yen because it's a sizable pair, right? So out of that zone back to that D extension, it's over 200 pips. That's a great day at the office, right? 269 pips doesn't have to move back to that 382. That'd be nice, but just that ABCD wave to the downside to that sub 50 extension gets you paid. So, like we said, like yesterday, we said in Discord, let's keep an eye on those yen crosses. This is just how they are. So we'll see. You don't have to take all of them. You see, that's 269 pip move there. You don't have to be in on every single yen cross at all. Don't do that to yourself. Don't over-index on one cross like that. But that's that. Any other pairs we want to take a look at? UJ. All right. Take a look at it. See what we have. These are the yens. They're either getting ran on or the bottom's falling out of them. Seems like it's either one extreme or the other. It's gonna be a little twisted sometimes. So here we are on the daily. Just go down to the 4. So here we are on the 4 right now. New AB boundary is trying to make his mind up. That's the cash gets slowly moved back into the buy zone. We come here and take a look at the 1. I can tell already. You got a similar move, right? That happened today. Out of that zone. Look at that. Man, it's classic. We've seen the same pattern across the board. Strong bullish candle, stalling out for some reason. All right, what's the market trying to tell us? I don't know. But hopefully, it holds. All right, we could get a move back down, even though this has already moved pretty deep. Right? Maybe we can get an ABCD wave back down to the downside. That'll fall in line with the rest of it. Even though we don't, this is not a clean 80-20. We came back down 50%, but sometimes it doesn't matter. And I think those other ones are potentially better plays, but that's where we are. Overall long, we still hold an overall long bias on the yen, right? It's just following the price action as it tries to work its way to a low price that we desire so we can get long. But nothing's changed with the monetary policy coming out of Japan. You still have huge monetary policy divergence. Yes, the US pause, but they're saying, hey, 2 more rate hikes, 50 basis points in total. Japan, nothing, right? The pound expected 25 basis points. Come Thursday, the yen, nothing, right? The euro has continued to be aggressive to ECB. Bank of Japan, nothing, right? So we have to continue to hold an overall long bias on the yen. It's just a matter of getting a low price. This one's already pulled back, but this one may come back down though to revisit some areas. I don't know. Dollar yen's funny like that. Right? It's funny like that, especially with the dollar bouncing around off that support. So that's where we are right now. We'll see. We'll see. 142.25 is that resistance level, right in that zone. Let's see how they perform. But those yen crosses are all setting up the same. Questions before we wrap things up? Great work, everybody. Great work. You're welcome. Appreciate the feedback. All right, Ryan, anything before we close out, sir?
My man, great session, bro. I do
Thank
not
you.
have anything to add. I appreciate you and everything you do, man.
Same to you, man. Same to you. So, hey, tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage, for the free New York session. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
You. Good night.
Welcome.